today I'm going to show you the easiest way to make the best homemade barbacoa. This is so tender and better than any carniceria barbacoa you can buy. Here I'm working out of my cookbook, and I'm actually going to be using double the quantity of the recipe in my cookbook, and I have it under simple slow cooker beef barbacoa. So this recipe is similar to the type of barbacoa I grew up having in Houston, Texas in the city, and that is when you go to the local meat markets and order it. So this is my favorite way to make it. Here I'm working with 6 pounds of beef cheeks, and I am slow cooking this overnight. It is around 10:30 at night, and I'm going to have this ready for the morning. So 5.5 to 6 pounds of beef cheeks. I'm also going to be adding 3 to 4 teaspoons of salt. Here I have bay leaf, I also have garlic cloves, and I'm going to add some cracked black pepper. Very simple. Okay, so I'm going to arrange this in the crock pot. So growing up, on Sundays, we would wait in these long lines to get barbacoa, salsa, menudo. It was just something we did instead of making it at home. And the meat market barbacoa is delicious. It is pricey, so I started making it at home. And honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way. I don't think I can go back to the carniceria version of barbacoa. I have to make it at home. Okay, so this is in my slow cooker. By the way, I am working with an 8-quart slow cooker. I'm adding the salt. I'm going to add my 4 dried bay leaves. It's calling for around 5 to 6 cloves of garlic, I think works, and cracked black pepper. I'm going to cover it with a lid. I'm going to set the heat setting to low, and it's cooking for 8 to 10 hours. Okay, see you in the morning. All right, so here's my little baby cakes waking me up early. I'm going to turn on the light here. And my kitchen smells amazing. It already reminds me of my childhood barbacoa. So I'm going to remove the lid, and what I like to do is test how tender it is. And this is around 10 hours, so I'm pretty sure it's cooked through already, but it also depends if you're working with super cold meat. That can prolong the cook time. So with a metal chopstick here, it goes in, slides out without resistance, and this is done. And you could trim some of the fat from the barbacoa, but I typically don't, because this is what gives it that melt in your mouth tenderness. It's almost like a confit. This is one of the reasons that I don't trim the fat. It renders and cooks in its own fat. It's wonderful. Not the healthiest, but it's so good. I'm going to turn this to keep warm, and it's already sunlight outside. I have flour tortillas that I'm going to make. If you want, and oh, by the way, I use bacon grease, so some of the bacon bits are in the dough. But if you want an in-depth recipe for soft flour tortillas, I will link somewhere throughout the video or in the description below. I make these all the time, and this recipe is also in my cookbook. I will put a link for that in the description as well. But the smell of homemade soft flour tortillas, homemade barbacoa, I'm probably going to make some sort of salsa. I think I'm going to go with like a ranchero style salsa. Just chop up onion, tomato, garlic, jalapeno, saute it in a little bit of butter and chicken bouillon. So good. And refried beans always works. It's going to be a good breakfast. So I didn't have time to film everything put together because we're so hungry, but I did want to show you. This is how you want to serve this. Do not shred the meat in the crock pot. You sort of drain it, remove it from its own natural juices and fat, and place it on parchment paper whole. And I'm not even going to shred it once it's on the parchment paper. Once you are ready to make a taco, start shredding it, because if it is exposed, shredded to the air, it'll start to cool and kind of get dry. So this is why you want to keep it whole until you are literally ready to make a taco. But let me show you. This is just amazing. Melt in your mouth barbacoa. I love this. Puro cachete is what we love to order, and that's what I made today. So I hope you give this recipe a try. I hope you like it. And thanks for watching.